Bill and Annemarie. Well, today you are talking about politics without talking about politics. And I wanted to share a little bit about what I don't know about non-American politics. Since I'm from the Netherlands, I thought it would be a good place to start. So we are a constitutional monarchy, which is very similar to the UK. We have a royal family. However, our country is really run by political parties. Like Canada, we have a House of Commons and a Senate. The people will vote for the House of Commons while the Senate gets appointed by the government. One thing I like about the way government is set in the Netherlands is that there are many choices to vote for. We have about a dozen or so parties, which include the Labour Party, the Christian Democrats, Party for Freedom, Christian Union, Green Party. We even have a party for animals, and I know we have a Communist Party as well, but they generally don't make it into the House of Commons because people don't vote for them. So the House of Commons has 150 seats. To be able to run the country, you will need a majority, which means 76 seats. Elections generally do not yield a majority for just one party. Therefore, the winning party teams up with either one or two other parties to form a coalition, which then gets them the 76 or more seats. And then they can run the country. And while the remaining seats are assigned to other parties forming the opposition, and it's all done by how many seats they've earned through the elections. Over the last decade or so, it has shown its flaws for sure, because the coalition sometimes doesn't reach an agreement between themselves. And when that happens and cracks form, the government will fall, which then leads to new elections. Generally, elections are done on a 4-year rotation, unless it falls, which has happened quite a bit in the last 10 years, for what I remember. So in Western Europe and North America, we are quite lucky, to be really honest, because the people have the freedom to vote for those parties or individuals that we think will represent our nation the best. I do remember a couple years ago when Obama was re-elected, which was in 2012, I remember. My American friends, they all had their opinions, and it was either for or against. I know there was a lot of going back and forth on Facebook for sure. But the same year, around the same time actually, China had their elections as well. And China, quote, elected, unquote, a new president. The difference here is that the Chinese president doesn't really get elected. A selected group of people are allowed to vote. Those votes are actually preset to a chosen individual who is supposed to become their next president. So the people just get told, here is your new president. And there's no wiggle room for protests either. So as Obama was being elected and everybody was either for or against it, China basically said, here's your new president, and people had no say in it whatsoever. So seeing these differences between the countries where I've lived, I'm constantly reminding myself that even though I may not agree with the government that was voted into office, either in the Netherlands or in Canada where I live now, I can voice my discontent in the freedom that I have. And maybe next time the man or the party that I voted for will be in office. You never know. I hope this gave you a little bit of information about non-American politics. Well, this was Other Annemarie, and I hope you have a great episode.